Fish on. That's a good one. That's a decent fish right there. He's racing across the way. What's happening, everybody? I just got done work. I had to work remotely from home, so I decided to come to one of my local ponds that are right around the area right here, and we're gonna go ahead and try to see if we can get some fish on the end of the line. The reason why I'm coming out today is because the other 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, are pretty much gonna be the same as what you're seeing right here. Overcast, it's drizzly, it's chilly. Thankfully, there's not a lot of wind because it'll make it even more miserable than it is right now. So I'm layered up, of course. We're almost in the middle of May, for Pete's sakes. It should be like hot and sweaty, and I'm down on my t-shirt. But it is what it is. It's Delaware weather. But I got my mystery tackle box on my doorstep today, and one of the items that was in there kind of piqued my interest because I love fishing with tiny swim baits because you never know what you're going to get on the end of the line when you fish these things. One of my biggest bass was on a 1-inch EPF swim by Eurotackle. It was almost 7 pounds. I've even caught fish on the 2-inch B Vibe. Really nice fish. So when I opened up the box, I was pleasantly pleased to see they come in 3 inches. Now, my only fear about this bait right here is, if you can notice, it's got a long skinny tail right here. So when I cast this out, the bluegill love to nip on these smaller baits, and I got a feeling they're probably gonna rip the tail off of this one because they're not gonna be able to swallow the whole thing. So we're gonna tie this on here. We're gonna put a 1/16 ounce jig head on here and go around this pond and see if we can try to get some green beauties to pop up on the end of this. So give me a couple seconds to tie it up, and let's see what happens. All right, we're gonna go ahead and attach this B Vibe onto the end of the jig head. It comes in an 8-pack by Eurotackle. This is down in the description field below. I would encourage you guys, if you have your regular plastics bag, whether it be your crawls and your worms and whatnot, put some of these in here. So if things get difficult, you could toss these things out and literally everything will chase after this bait if times are tough. If you don't care whether you're just trying to go for multiple species or not. If you're going for bass, it's still good. I mean, it's going to bring those bass in. I know we're going to have something on here because it's very clear. I'm looking at this water, and they're going to be able to see this bait from a mile away. But it's impregnated with that S pheromone, that technology they have on here. And people remember, I did an episode or 2 on this before. Leo from Extreme Philly Fishing is the one that's linked up to this here, so I'll put his channel down below too, so you can follow him, because he really gets into these baits right here. He's a micro fisher, and he's a what is called a life lister too as well, and he uses these baits exclusively. And he's, I guess, sponsored by him, I guess it is. I'm not sponsored by him, but I do like these baits, and I'm going to recommend that you get some. But let's go ahead and tear this open, and let's make the magic happen. Try to keep that bait on there as straight as possible. I've got my 6 foot, I think it is, 6 foot, 6 medium action, or excuse me, medium heavy ugly stick right here by Shakespeare. This is the GX2. I've got my President Pfluger on here, and I think this is a 6-pound test line, Berkeley Trilene XL Smooth. You know I love to use that line. I've never had any issues with it. But let's get that first cast out there and see if something will chase it. And one thing I like to do is when I'm fishing these little swim baits, I always like to change directions on it. Never let the thing swim always in one straight line, because the bass, they're going to lose interest. They're just going to let it buzz right on by them. But if they see it dashing around like a natural minnow would go around the pond in, that's the way you want to present it. Even if you want to do a straight retrieve, kind of do a little couple tabs like that, like they're skittering away. Look, there you go. Bluegill just chased it. I told you. I'm looking right here. I can see steam just rolling right off the top of the water line there. Oh, that was a hit right there. Come on. Come on. Fish on. There you go. Little tiny one. Look at that. I told you. That bait is as big as the fish. That's hilarious. But we're gonna have to fight through a bunch of bluegills in order to get to the bass. Off she goes. Let's go ahead and go over this way. Fish on. There you go. That's a bass. Little tiny one. He's trying to fight me. He's a jumper. There you go. Got to get him up out of there. But boom. The B Vibe 3-inch gets its first bass victim. Not a lunker, but it's a green beauty. Off she goes. Another fish on. See how easily these fish go after this bait? Oh, quick release. He's under there somewhere. Bass is okay. I made sure I stuck my rod down there, but looks like he moved along. There's well over 6 inches of water there. But you can see that we're going to be weeding through the small ones, and hopefully a big one is rolling along somewhere, and it'll whack up on his bait too. But let's get going over here. We got a few in this corner. Let's work this shoreline. And I'm curious to see what will happen when we get out to the depths when we're on the dock out there. See the bluegills chasing it? Watch. There's like 2 or 3 of them chasing it right here in front of us. All right, we're up to our dock right here. Something should be right up underneath this dock. The water is kind of high right now, so it's buttoned up underneath the bottom of it. Oop. Fish on. Oh, he's up underneath the dock. He's up underneath the dock. Get out of there. That's a bass. All right. He darted right up underneath there. I knew there'd be something there. Calm down, mister. There we go. All right, we need him to get bigger here. But off she goes. But it's crazy how instinctively they go right up underneath it, a dock to go ahead and try to break that line off. We're going to quietly come up to the end of the dock right here, and I'm going to flip right to my right hand side, or left hand side, I'm sorry. And it's going to come right across the face of the dock right here. Oop, bluegill just dashed at it. Fish on, fish on. There you go, little one. He's a jumper. At least we know the bass are awake now. They're not sleeping out in the middle. Off she goes. Fish on. That's a good one. That's a decent fish right there. He's racing across the way. Oh yeah, there you go. Nice, it's a jumper. Oh boy, he's pulling away. Don't get out underneath that dock. Get out underneath that dock. Get out of there. Oh no. Oh no, there we go. There you go. There's a decent one. Boom. There you go. It's about 1.5 pounds, 2. Give it a weight. But I was right on that drop off right in front of us right here. Man, he is feisty. I knew eventually we're going to hook into a decent one. But, let me get my trusted scale up and running here. Very pretty. Let's get her clipped up and weighed up. What do we got here? All right, that's a nice one. 2 pounds, 6 ounces on the 3-inch B Vibe. Get one more look at this pretty little fish here. Great looking fish. And we'll send this green beauty on the way. Off she goes. And she's gone. I had a good feeling something was going to sit right there on that drop off. Just jump off the dock here, keep going around the pond. All right, I'm not gonna get any closer, but I'm gonna zoom right in right here, looking between my rod and the line right here. She's hunkering down very low, and she's deliberately putting her head down into her nest to try to hide from me. And the male is sitting right over there. So we're gonna not disturb her. We're gonna go beyond her and not have any reason for her to attack me or her mate. Fish on. There you go. Nice. Oh, that's a decent one. Oh, quick release. That was a decent one on the end of the line right there. Lives to see another day. So far, not a bad outing, huh? There's one on there. He's barely on there. There you go. Another fighter. Amazingly, we've only got one bluegill on the end of the line. I'm happy for that. But I picked a perfect color bait to have here, bluegill, because right along this whole edge here where I'm casting at, those are bluegill beds right over there. So if they see something straggling away, they can come attack it. The bass will. The frog just jumped right out over there. We are in bluegill country over here. Hopefully there's a bass lurking around. Fish on. There we go. That's a decent one. That's a decent one right there. Jumper. That's a decent one. All right. Told you they'd be lurking right off. Oh my God, he snapped me off. Dang it. That was a good size one right there. About a 2-pounder. Well, we did the ring around Rosie on the pond right behind you here. We are losing light, but I think we had an absolute spectacular time using the Eurotackle 3-inch bluegill B Vibe. I mean, it absolutely slayed the bass today. We had fish as big as my pinky, all the way up to almost 3 pounds on the end of the line. I actually had almost 3 big fish on the end of the line. I got 2 that got lost over there, one of which was not my fault, he just shook it. But one of them was 100% my fault because I was greedy and catching all those fish. And of course, you're supposed to be thinking in your mind all the time, line maintenance, line maintenance, line maintenance, and I didn't feel for the chafe, and I paid the price for it because I think that one might have been the biggest one compared to the 2-pound, I think 6-ouncer that was right behind me on this dock that I'm sitting on right here behind me. But what an absolute fish magnet. I mean, this thing is a slayer of all fish. Multi-species bait, I tell you, man. 3-inch all the way down to 1-inch. As I mentioned to you, on that 1-inch, I caught a 7-pounder. So they just think it's a little fry and they go chasing them around. But the 3 top colors I tell you to choose, and it'll be down in the description field below, the Eurotackle site there that you can go to. That's gonna be green pumpkin is the last, black blue second, and the number 1 is gonna be this bluegill color because it literally just emulates baby bluegill swimming all around here. And I don't even know how we caught that tiny little bluegill on the end of the line. It was as big as this bait, but that's just how frenzied they are to get this thing in their mouths. So I'm hoping you guys liked that episode. If you did, guys, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell that way informed all of our future episodes. You can follow us on Instagram at 302 Fishing. I've got a great video right next to me on my right hand side. Check that out. And of course, you can check my playlist all the way to the beginning of this channel here. I'm hoping you guys had a great day, and I hope to get to see you on the next episode.